Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, dear students. Today we will take our third session in statistics and we will start chapter 12, which is representing data or data display.
Okay, so in this chapter, we're gonna learn how can we represent data or what is data display. For example, I have this table. In this table, it is representing the grades of the students versus the number of students per grade. For example, I have 18 students that got A in their quiz, 20 students that got B in their quiz, 10 students that got C in their quiz. So this is the data. I want to represent this table in a way that I can understand the data quickly without any problems. Like here, I chose the pie chart. What is the pie chart? I will represent these data in a circle that is representing each portion of the grade. For example, here it's the total number of students is 52. I'm representing 18 out of the 22, so I make it like a percentage. This is the part that is representing the students that got A, which is 18 out of 52. In this part B, I'm representing the number of students that got 20, that got B in their quiz, which is 20 students. So I got 20 students out of 52. That's why the majority of the students, and this can I figure it out without any problem, without any number, I can say that the majority of the students got A and B. And I can say also that F and D, the students that get F and D are exactly the same number of students, and this portion is the same as this portion. I can say also that the number of students that got C, I think they are half the number of students that got B, because here the part that is representing C is half the part that is representing B. So from the pie chart, I figured out all this information without knowing any number. I just figured it out from the shape. So now in the pie chart, I figured out some information out of this shape. And this is data display or representing data. Okay, out of this table, I can make data analysis. And we said that data analysis is our previous chapter. It means I can calculate the mean, median, mode, and a new item which is range. Let's try to do it here. Mean is adding all these numbers together and then divided by the number of grades. Let's do it. I said that the total number of students here is 52. So 52 divided by how many grade I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 52 divided by 5. And like this, I calculated the mean. What about the median? Median is my median, middle. It's the middle value. So I will order all the numbers from least to greatest and then pick the middle value. I want to do it yourself. Yes, correct. So the middle value here will be 10. Okay, what about the mode? Mode, most. So where is the most repeated value here? All the number are not repeated. Only 2 is repeated twice. So here I can say that the mode is 2. What about the range? The range is the maximum value minus the minimum value, the range of the data. It is between a number that is the minimum and a maximum number. So what is the least number here? Yes, correct. It's 2. What is the maximum number here? Yes, correct. It's 20. So it will be 20, which is the maximum, minus 2, which is the minimum, to give me 18. So here I can say the range is 18, like this. I displayed my data in a pie chart, and also I made some data analysis in order to understand this data. Now I will represent my data or display my data in a different way. This time I will represent it
in a bar graph. Okay, here I have this table that represents the number of students per grade. It's a little different than the last one, as we are having here a 20 students A grade, grade B 20 students, grade C is 8 students, grade D is 2, grade F is 2. So here in this graph, I will put at A 20 and then I will make a bar. Like this, I represented A. For B, it's 20, so I'll put 20. I'll come here. This is 20, so I'll put here a point that is 20, and then I will make a bar. Here, I'll come at 8. Here, I come at 8, and then represent it in a bar. And then here I'll come at 2 and represent it with a bar. And here also the F2, so I represent it by another bar. So this is the bar graph. Each bar is representing a data. For example, here, grade A, I can figure out from the shape without the numbers that 20 students got A. Here I can say that 8 students got B. Without looking at this table, I can figure it out from the bar chart. Also here I can calculate the mean, which is again 52 divided by the number of grades, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So divided by 5. I can represent the mode, most, which is the most repeated value. But here I have two most repeated value. So yes, correct. The 20 is repeated 2 times and the 2 is repeated 2 times. So the mode here is 20 and 2. What about the range? Yes, correct again. What is the maximum value here? Yes, 20. What is the minimum value here? It's 2. So again, it's 20 minus 2, which is 18. Again, I can calculate the median. What about the median? Yes, correct. Order your values and then pick the middle value. Here the middle value is, yes, correct, the 8. So like this, I represented my data in a different way, which is the bar graph, and then I made data analysis through calculating the mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, so today we will take lesson 1, which is line plot, and this is a way of displaying data, in chapter 12, which is data display or representing data. So today's lesson is how will I display the data in the line plot. I want to display or represent these basketball scores in a line plot. How can I represent it? What is the line plot? Line, it means that I need to draw a line. Here, plot, it means I will take each number of this data and put it here on that line. So let's see what is my range of data. What is the minimum number here? The minimum number is, yes, correct, the 20. So I'll put here 20. What is the maximum number here? Yes, correct, the 28. So I'll say 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So these are all the numbers here in this data set. And I'll start representing these numbers in this line. So I have here 28. So I will come at 28 and put a cross. I have here 20. So I represented the 28. I will represent now the 20. I have another one that is 20. So I'll put here again another cross for the second 20. Here I have 22. So I'll come at 22 and put a cross. Here I have 21. So I'll come at 21 and put a cross. Here I have again a 22. So I'll put at the 22 another cross. I have here a 20. So I'll put another cross on the 20. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 21. So I'll put 1, 2, 3, and 4
4 more crosses on the 21. Like this, I represented my data. And from here, I can figure out that the mode or the most repeated value is the number that is having more number of crosses on it, like the 21. So here, from the figure directly from the line plot, I can figure out that the mode is 21 as it is having the maximum number of crosses on it. Here also I can say that the range of the data is the maximum minus the minimum. What is the maximum value here? 28. So it is 28 minus what is the minimum value here? Yes, correct. It's 20. So it will be 28 minus 20, which is 8. What about the mode? The median. The median, it means I need to, yes, correct, order your data from least to greatest. So here I have how many score? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so if I want to put them in order, it will be 20, 20, 20, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, 22, and then 28. I ordered my data. Now you can pick the middle value. Also the mean. It means that I will add all these values and then I will divide by the number of values, which is 11. So like this, I represented my data into line plot through drawing a line and then putting the minimum number and the maximum number and then represent each number by a cross on its value. Okay, so now we understood how can we represent a data set in a line plot. All you have to do is to draw a line as it's a line and then put your minimum value in the data set and the maximum value at the end of the line in the data set and then put the numbers in between them and then figure out each number and put it in its place by putting a cross. So this is how can I represent a data set in a line plot. But how can I understand a line plot? For example, here I have number of books which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7. Okay, and here the number of students that represented by the crosses. So this line plot represents how many students read this number of books. So like here, for example, I have two students read one book. I have no students read two books. I have only one student read three books. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 students read 4 books. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 students, and the crosses represents the students that read, yes, correct, 5 books. Here I have 4 students that read 6 books. Here I have 3 students that read 7 books. So here the number of the crosses repeated represents the number of students, and here the numbers that is written on the x-axis like this is representing the number of books. Now we understood this line plot. The number of books is represented here by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 books, and here the crosses represents the number of students. So the number of repetitions is represented by the crosses, and the number of books is represented on the line itself. So if I want to write the data set out of this line plot, I will write the following. Here the 1 is repeated 2 times, so I will write 1 and 1. Here the 2 is, there is no 2, so I will not write 2. How many times the 3 is mentioned? Only 3 times. Okay, how many students read the 4? 5 students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 4 is repeated 5 times. So 4, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. The 4 is mentioned or repeated 5 times. Okay, what about the 5? The 5 is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 5 is repeated 6 times. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. So here I represented the 5. What about the 6 books? Yes, the 6 books is repeated 4 times. So I will repeat the 6 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I repeated the 6 4 times. What about the 7? The 7 is repeated 3 times. So here's 7, 7, and 7. Like this, I have my data set. I observed my data set. So, according to this data set, I can calculate the mean by adding all these numbers and divided by the number of numbers. I may calculate the median by ordering the data from minimum to maximum, and then or from least to greatest, and then pick the middle value. As we mentioned before, we may calculate the mode. Yes, we can calculate the mode by see which data is represented more, where is the maximum number of crosses. Yes, correct, the 5. The maximum number that is repeated here is the 5. So I may say that the mode is 5. Here I can also represent or calculate the range. The range is the minimum value and the maximum value. What is the maximum value? 7. What is the minimum value? 1. So the maximum minus the minimum will give me 6. So the most easy numbers or the most easy data analysis that I can pick quickly from the line plot is the, yes, correct, the mode. At the mode here is the most repeated value, which is the maximum number of crosses, which is the 5, and also the, yes, correct, the range, which is the maximum value, which is the 7, minus the minimum value, which is the 1. 7 minus 1 equals 6. You still can calculate the mean and median. It may take more time, but it can be calculated throughout this data set. Okay, here is another example for the line plot. Here, this line plot represents the number of siblings students have. So here, the x-axis or the line represents the, yes, correct, the number of siblings. And here, the crosses represents the number of students, correct? Okay, so here I can say, I can read it like this. I have 2 students that's having 4 siblings. Okay, so here also I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 students that is having 3 siblings. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 students that is having 2 siblings. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 students that is having 1 sibling. Like this, I understood my line plot, but how can I observe my data? Okay, so here I can say that 0, we have no students, we have no data on the 0. So 0 is a 0. Here I have 9 students have 1 sibling. So the 1 is repeated 9 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the crosses is the number of repetitions. And the 1 is the data itself. Here, the 2 is repeated 4 times. So 2, 2, 2, and 2. So the 2 is repeated 4 times. Here the 3 is repeated 5 times. So 3,
3, 3, 3, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here also the 4 is repeated 2 times, so 4 and 4. So like this, I represented the data in a line plot and then I observed my data set. Okay, I have a data set now. So now I'm ready to calculate the mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, the mean, it means I will add all these values together and then divide it by the number of crosses. The median is to put the data in order like what I see here. It's already ordered and pick the middle value. Okay, let's here try to make the middle value. Okay, I will cross the 1 with the 4. I've crossed the 4 with the 1 again. Here the 3 with the 1. Here the 3 with the 1. Here the 3 with the 1. Again, 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 again. And then here the 1 with the 2. And here the 1 with the 2. And here the middle value will be 2 and 2. So 2 plus 2 divided by 2. What if the middle value is between 2 and 2? Yes, correct, the 2. So the median is 2. What about the mode? We can figure it out directly from here. Where is the number that is have the most repetitions, the most number of students, the most number of crosses? Yes, correct, the 1. So I can say that the mode is 1. Okay, I can also calculate the range. The range here is the maximum value, which is the 4. Here, where is the maximum value? The 4. And where is the minimum value? The 1. So 4 minus 1, which is 3. So I calculated the median, mode, and range. And also I can calculate the mean by adding all these values and divided by the number of crosses. Okay, so here is our last example. This line plot represents the number of pool visits, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and the number of visitors, which is represented by the crosses. So here, for example, I have only one visitor visited the pool for 2 times. So how many times the 2 is repeated? Just once. Here I have 3 visitors visited the pool for 5 times. So the 4 is repeated 3 times. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 visitors visited the pool for 6 times. So the 6 is repeated 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I have 3 visitors visited the pool for 8 times. So 8, 8, 8. The 8 is repeated 3 times. Here the 10 is repeated only once. Okay, so this is my data set. I observed my data out of the line plot. Also here I can, through this data set, I can calculate mean, median, mode, and range. Also, I said that it's very easy to calculate the mode. It's one of the easiest um, numbers that can be calculated, which is the mode, as it is the most repeated. What is the most repeated here? Yes, correct, the 6, as it is repeated 5 times and it had the maximum number of crosses. Also, there is one more item I can calculate very easy, which is the range. The range is the maximum value, which is 10, minus the minimum value, which is 2. And here, so it will be the maximum 10 minus 2, which is 8. Also, I can still calculate the mean and median through going through the steps we learned before. Add all the numbers and divide by the number of numbers. This is for the mean. Median, put them in order and pick the middle value. For example, here, let's see the mean, the median. Here the 10 will go with the 2, the 4 will go with the 8, 4 with the 8, 4 with the 8, here also 6 with the 6, 6 with the 6, and here the middle value for me will be the 6. So also it's easy to calculate the median, which is 6. And now you are ready to practice it yourself. Your homework will be booklet page 35 and 36, and the model answer will be sent to check your answers. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.